Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to take a look at FFF, so my FFF, my Financial Freedom Fund. My portfolio with Vanguard, InvestEngine and really tiny portfolios with Trading212 and Freetrade. Let's start. In case you're new here, I'm Marta, I'm a money coach and a designer living in London, and if you're interested in working with me, my current money coaching programs are on my website and you can find all the relevant links in the description of this video. We'll start with the biggest chunk of my portfolio, the one with Vanguard. And it's a pretty passive portfolio because I stopped making contributions to it quite a while back. This year I reached my target, and so I decided to move my focus towards property, and I'm trying to save up some money to get into property and start investing in that area. So far it has not been going great, but more about this later. Today let's take a look at Vanguard first. First, my old ISA. So the ISA I'm not using in this financial year because I'm investing with InvestEngine as my preferred platform for this year. So this is something I started years back. The whole portfolio was started in October 2019 and I've been investing since. The noise you can hear in the background is coming from my neighbors, the teenagers who are having guests, and as always they're not exactly too quiet. Sorry about this, I hope you don't mind. So let's take a look at my transactions in my old ISA. Alright, so first things first, let's take a look at my transactions since my previous update that happened 3 months ago. There haven't been many. As you can see, I was charged some fees for, of course, having this account with Vanguard, and then I bought some Life Strategy 100. Basically, I utilized whatever cash I had left over from my previous transactions. And on top of that, I got some cash account interest. That is it. So my ISA value is 86,000 and something pounds, and these are my holdings. I'm still holding on to my emerging markets, which have been in red since the very beginning, and other than that, I'm heavily invested in a global fund and some SP 500. For all the spare change and something more similar to fractional funds, I invest in Life Strategy 100. Let's take a look at the performance tab. My rate of return is over 38%, and this is my personal rate of return, so it's not the annual rate of return. I get quite a few questions about this rate of return and whether there's a way with Vanguard to see how much money I actually put in initially and then how much money I still have now. This is not so easy because, of course, you can take some money out and you can add some more money, so that rate of return changes according to those withdrawals and contributions. But if you want to have a clearer picture in terms of how much you actually put in and how much money you made in, I don't know, last year or 2 years or 3 years time, you just need to create your own spreadsheet, I'm afraid. Let's take a look at the calculations. So all the fees, but also the dividends I received since the very beginning of running this ISA. When it comes to performance, the month-by-month calculation is much more transparent, according to me at least. So let's take a look at it now. Since October this year, it's grown by more or less £5,000. Next comes my SIPP. I also hold on to Vanguard when it comes to my private pension. I think it's very straightforward and I still have it here. It could change in the future, but for now it suits me just fine. Mainly because I use Vanguard's Target Retirement Fund as the biggest fund in this pension. So my pension value at the moment is over £120,000, and these are my holdings. Like I mentioned, the biggest chunk is my Target Retirement Fund 2040, and then the rest is 2055 fund and a repeat of my previous funds. So Life Strategy 100%, and then a global fund, the same one I keep in my ISA, and SP 500. The only fund that is different to the funds that I keep in my ISA is my European fund. As you can see, this developed Europe excluding UK fund. As you can see from this graph, I started buying it in June last year. This is my first purchase there, and have been topping it up ever since. And I must say I'm really happy with this fund, despite some pretty negative predictions coming very often from some of my viewers. So my pension's performance is this, as you can see, more or less straight line, although it is actually going up slightly. and my rate of return is 25 and something percent. Again, this is my personal rate of return, not annualized rate of return. Let's take a look at the calculations. In terms of dividends, this pension has not been great. I know that many investors focus on dividends. Right now, it's not my interest, and dividends have not been a motivation for me when it comes to investing. So I'm okay with that low number. Most of my funds, including the Target Retirement Fund, are accumulative funds, which means they basically reinvest all the dividends straight away. So I don't need to worry about it. And so I don't see that number growing and impressing me with anything. Now the performance month by month since my last update, it's been steadily growing as well. So let's take a look at the whole portfolio. So my ISA and my SIPP together, right now they are valued at 207,000 and something pounds. And let's just take a look at two tabs, no more. One is the month by month calculations. So since October, as you can see, it's grew quite considerably, which is good news. And finally, my Insight tab, so the most graphic tab of them all. So it shows you my product type. As you can see, most of my funds are blended funds, then my top 8 geographical regions where I'm invested, my top 10 investments, my sector allocation, and my performance over the last 3 months. My rate of return is 2.49% for those 3 months. Next one up is my current ISA, ISA for this financial year and previous financial year with InvestEngine. I explained my reasons why I invest with InvestEngine instead of Vanguard in this video. And if, like me, you want to have a reliable and very cost-effective investing platform, I recommend InvestEngine, and you can use my referral link to get yourself some money to start with. All the details are in the description of this video right below. Let's take a look at my ISA now. Okay, so this is my ISA. Its value is 21,500 something pounds. And this is how it's been doing for the last 2 years. If we take a look at the last 6 months, we don't have an ability to have a look at the last 3. This is how it's been going up and down, up and down, up and down. But in the end, it's still going up. So it is profitable. When it comes to dividends, it's a very useful tab. There are some dividends for September, but not any since. As I said, there haven't been any transactions, and that is reflected in this tab. Now let's take a look at my holdings. Here I kind of repeat my strategy from my ISA, so I hold on to SP 500. I also have a global fund, but this one is more dividend focused, so my high dividend global fund. And the last 2 funds are my Invesco Nasdaq 100 and iShares FTSE 100 funds. And these are what I call my more specific funds. So they're not as broad, they're not as wide, they're much more narrowed down when it comes to specific investments. And yes, some of them do overlap with my broader and wider funds, but I absolutely don't mind, and I don't mind just pumping a bit more money in those specific funds. Daylight is gone, and now I can take a look at my 2 very, very small individual shares portfolios. Let's take a look at those. One is with Trading 212 and one is with Freetrade. Let's go. So the first one is with Trading 212, and my portfolio value is over £300, and I invested over £1,300. So as you can see, my return is pathetic, and this is why I don't trust myself when it comes to picking individual shares and actually stomaching the markets when it comes to owning individual shares. Let's take a look at my last 3 months. Dead, flat line. And let's take a look at my investments. Absolutely everything is in red here. So my Beyond Meat, my Bumble, my Galaxy Next Generation, which is worth 0, Halfords, Hammerson, Ocado, Unilever and Walt Disney. Everything is doing pathetically badly. I treat this portfolio as a fun portfolio when it comes to investing. I don't really top it up. I just take a look and I'm not really doing much to it. If you want to start investing with Trading 212, which is a very good platform because also it's super cost effective and allows you to invest both in individual shares and also in funds, just like Vanguard funds, you are more than welcome to use my referral link. And finally, let's take a look at my Freetrade portfolio. And this one is also a bit of a disaster. So this is the maximum view, so right from the very start of my investing with Freetrade. And let's take a look at the last 3 months. So it's up by £27, which is success. Let me tell you why, and we show you why. Everything here is also in red, and the last 3 positions, the last 3 holdings are also Russian holdings, so they totally frozen, and apart from performing really badly, I cannot touch them, I cannot do anything with them because of the current political situation with Russia. So this is it. This is my FFF, my Financial Freedom Fund. Very passive at the moment. I'm not touching it. I don't panic when it goes down. I just weather the storm and just keep calm and carry on investing. Overall, since my previous update, this is how my portfolio numbers have changed. This is it for now. I cannot stand any more noise coming from my next door neighbor's house. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.